Hello, good day. Welcome back to some more Oxygen Not Included. We are now on day 3 of our run for the Frosty planet here. Um, let's just get back into it. Where I remember leaving us off last time uh, was starting to make a power setup here. We're going to be trying to get off of the hamster wheels here. Down here, and instead be getting onto these wood burners over here, now that we have a good, reliable source of wood coming in from these floxes that we are now shearing and getting all this. Yeah, we got a little bit of sustainability here is the thing here. So, yeah, wood burners, try and make this actual powers here. My winning son. Hopefully. Welcome in, Red Aggro. Oh. But, yeah, current thought is, get power going here, and then, after we get this, then I want to run this power line down to over here, where we've got this cool salt slush geyser. Slush geyser, not salt slush geyser, pardon me. And I want to be using this water down here as coolant for a metal refinery. Metal refinery? We're refining metals with this. Metal refinery, yes. And then we'll be dumping warmer polluted water, I guess, down into here or something. We need to create a little pit for that. Get that sorted. Yeah, this is how I like to make metal refinery, or refine metals in the early game. Find one of these cool slush geysers, use that as coolant, make warmer water that way, and we're good to go. And we just happen to find this slush geyser pretty close to my main base over here. So that's going to be handy. And so, yeah, the idea here, metal refining, we'll throw down some auto sweepers down here in the Phlox Ranch to start taking away eggs and other stuff, mainly eggs. Because right now, yeah, I'm just manually picking up the eggs, trying to find them in here. Where are you? There's one more in here somewhere. Right there. And moving them out here. And I don't want to be doing that. I want these floxes to not be so cramped. So, yeah, that's going to be the current plan here. We're going to get some auto sweeper set up, move meat, move eggs out of here. And then after that, I want to be trying to look at getting these mammoths branched somehow or another. Because, I mean, I got a lot of phosphorite right now, 57 tons, but it's not going to last forever. And especially because right now I'm still relying on pike apples as my main food source. And, you know, with a bunch of these planted over here, I have a feeling that this is going to be something that's going to be running out before long. And I don't want my phosphorite to run out, and I'm completely out of food, and you know, I'm completely screwed here. Yeah, we're trying to get a little bit of sustainability going on here by getting mammoths, ranching those to get their mammoth patties, where we can crush these into phosphorites and clay. Clay is also going to be nice. But mostly I'm looking at this for phosphorite. How are you getting power? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. We can enable these now. And, yeah, once I have that going, I also need a supply of ethanol, but, you know, that's the wood from the floxes there. We'll be picking the wood, putting that into ethanol distillers, maybe weaning myself off of these wood burners as well. I don't know. There you go. Yeah, at that point, presumably I should be having a good bit of sustainability there. Maybe what I can also do for ethanol is spigot seals, but I think for now, mammoths are going to be the thing that I'm going to be trying to aim for. Although the one thing I'm noticing about these. They are surprisingly warm. 50 degrees. I think I heard something about how they make their own heat. Thermal tolerance, what is it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So that's going to be something that's going to be, I think, a little dangerous to play around with here. But, you know, we're already playing with danger, making a lot of extra heat with these wood burners. And we have some melted, polluted ice over here, I guess? I don't know. I don't know. I guess also for now, we can hook this up. And that to there. And we can get rid of this battery for now. I guess the manual generator, too. We don't want that anymore. Actually, you know what? Before we do that... we can get rid of the generator. I do want to cut this power line for right now. Basically just use up as much power on this jungle battery as I can before we hook this back up into the main grid. Wait, now these are the, these are, the main priority now. So we'll set that a little bit higher. And then, yeah, now that we're doing that, then we can go over here and dig this new pit for our output water. And what is this going to look like, ultimately? We'll do a metal refinery, I think, right there. And of course, for this, we're gonna need tiles. And then maybe what we'll do... additional ladders this way. Tiles like that. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good start. Okay. So that's all going, and then we can go ahead and also say lay down the heavy wires. So go down this way. Over there. And we'll need some plumbing. Is the cinnabar ore going to be fine? Yeah, I think cinnabar ore should be fine. Throw that down there, and yeah, we're going to also need power for that. So then, finally, insulated piping, because this is still going to be really cold water. What if... I think we're fine running it like this. And then ultimately we'll go down there and vent it that way. Okay. Okay. This is going to be our starting point for now. And one other thing I think I should do while I'm down here. Deodorizer, deodorizer. Because we got polluted water coming in here. We got lots of polluted oxygen coming out. This is, you know, this is trying to clean it up. And Interestingly, it looks like it's getting stuck here with the hydrogen kind of blocking the way. So the nasty oxygen isn't actually getting out in there, but yeah, I don't like it. I don't like polluted oxygen. I like cleaning that up. Um, are we? Oh, we got a mutation there. Hello, Redneck. Welcome in. Congrats on first. I... Okay, that shine bug there has been... What are the chances of that? That feels like it shouldn't happen. Given that low level of mutation. Okay, I'll take it. I don't know. And Red Aggo, thank you for the follow. Yeah, whatever. And even zero rads. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that before, in my previous run, so, it's just lucky here. Oh, hold on one second here. I have... a spam voicemail. I got... Okay. Alright, so we get to... Ooh, we got another egg in here somewhere. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really gonna need to get, I could use this, refined metal, like, yesterday here. Lucky depends on the mutation, super specialty. Yeah, that's true. And, like, I'm also not gonna be making use of this, whatever this mutation is, anytime soon anyway, so, yeah, whatever. Bigger... Normally, I would be giving you improved carrying right now, but, yesterday when, you know, I was having that conversation with Nanashi about, skill choices here, it made me think a little more about the fact that, basically any skill in the Tier 1 that dupes have interest in is basically free. So right now, I think I'm gonna just improve construction right now, because Corbs is probably gonna be doing a fair bit of construction right now, and, you know, skill point, let's just take that. We'll get into improved carrying later, in exosuits eventually, but for now, this is fine, as it is. And why are we not researching that geyser? Yeah, whatever, it's fine. Alright, this Jumbo battery is starting to run out of power here, so we're almost ready to hook this back up. What's our carbon dioxide situation down here look like? I mean, it's fine. I guess it's the oxygen, the oxalite that's off-gassing down here that's kind of causing us problems. Kind of getting in the way of the carbon dioxide there. Liquid carbon dioxide can couple in it nicely. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's, fell asleep. Yeah, no worries, no worries. There we go. We can, hook you back up and we can get rid of this battery now. And, you know, stop charging that. Yeah, when I found out originally, I was thinking, like, this is, I don't know if I'm ever going to use this, but then I realized it was the kind of carbon dioxide vent that spits out liquid rather than the gas. You know, the geyser rather than the vent there. I'm used to the vents coming up and 500-degree carbon dioxide, I don't want that. But if we're getting liquid carbon dioxide out of that, I'll take it. It will, yeah, we can use that for our alveoveras down there, and hopefully could dig that ice out here. I guess all this here as well. And hopefully just a little bit of extra cooling as well, because, you know, I don't know, you know, like, we are adding heat to the atmosphere ultimately here with, you know, wood burners, with, we're going to be doing, metal refining down here, not metal refining, but, auto sweeping stuff down here, refining over here, but, yeah, that could be a good, good source of cooling, but mostly I'm looking at this, from the sense of, getting carbon dioxide from my alveoveras, because, yeah, that was something that I had an issue with yesterday, where the carbon dioxide level that we had here is getting a little lower than I'd like, and so, you know, this is part of the impetus for the wood burners as well. You know, besides the power there, it's like, I could use more carbon dioxide. Let's do that. Also, we've been digging... Oh, that's where we dig the iron ore, because we had, yeah, this tile existed right here. We had a little bit of iron ore. I was thinking, did we dig down into this biome already? But no, we didn't. Get down here soon enough, because the iron is going to be useful. Wonder. Can we put sleet wheat grate in here? Yeah, we can. We'll do that. And did I say these things? Yeah, these are harvestable. Okay, so yeah. A lot of work to be done here, but in case you missed it, kind of the plan here, get power going, get metals refined, dump hotter water down into here, maybe start ranching mammoths somehow or another. That's kind of what I'm looking at today. I don't know how much of that I'm going to actually be able to accomplish, but these are the goals that I've got going on here. I am kind of mildly curious, like, pike apples... Random pike apples that I have harvested... Or in... Are they in this box here? Yeah, they are. Fresh... They're refrigerated, not deep frozen. So maybe what I actually should do is I should be moving this ration box over to here instead. And we got a blueprint. Hole looks interesting. And what do we get here? We got, can't do decorating errands. Double increased decor morale bonus. That's, not bad there. You got husbandry excavation, but we do have a second rancher already. Like, right now, I think I'd want to be looking for a dedicated cook. I don't think it'd be you. Coal is interesting because I could start making some refined carbon out of this. I mean, I can do that with wood as well. I am currently a little more tempted to go the bonbon tree, though. Like, I know I was warned that these things are difficult to handle, not really worth it, maybe, because of their snow fertilization requirements, but, again, I'm kind of looking at getting into spigot seals anyway. Let me pause for a second, take a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... We're seeing 6 bonbon trees already up here. The seed would be a 7th. And I think that would be useful just because... Oh, this is phosphorite up here. Oh, that's okay. That's good to know. There is more of a source of phosphorite as well. It wasn't just all the phosphorite that we have in our starting biome here. But my understanding of getting seeds out of these bonbon trees is a little tricky. Well, wait a minute. We have more over here anyway. Okay, new question here. How much coal does it take to make a refined carbon? 125 makes 100. So let me see. So that's 500 coal makes 400 refined carbon. And what are we getting out of this? 3,000. So I'd get 2,400 kilograms of refined carbon out of that. I think we're gonna go to coal. Yeah, it turns out we have more bonbon seeds than I expected. We'll just make use of those. Should be fine. And then maybe what I could do is heat over here or something for, or put the kilns down here for a little extra heat for the polluted water so that maybe it won't be freezing all the way up here. I don't know. And yeah, we have time to think about that though. Okay, so now we have food there. And yeah, this one's now deep frozen, so we now, yeah, this is no longer going to be refrigerated. Or not refrigerated. We're not dropping freshness from this anymore, or we won't be dropping freshness in here. Well, as much. I mean, we still have an oxygen environment up here, but it's going to be better than what we got right down here. This is deep frozen. Also, whenever you finish that research right there, I'm not going to set up some initial research again because I want to get this geyser fully analyzed. Hello, bots. How are you doing tonight? I didn't say harvest that. Harvest all of these. Yeah, those ones we can harvest too because we took the flocks from down there, dumped it down into here. Oh, come on, another egg. There you are. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. Base looks not bad so far. I still feel like I'm kind of hitting this point where, given enough time, something's gonna go wrong in a way that I'm not expecting and gonna break everything, but, I don't know, at least for right now, I guess I've been thinking about things well enough and kind of considering everything far enough in advance that I've gotten there. Gotten to the point where I'm not screwing myself up yet. No one died, plenty of food. Yep, I had to go to space. I mean, we're making berry sludge. Got that already. Oops, oops, oops. Redneck, I'm sorry, I just rejected your first. You now have your point back. You're free to re-redeem it if you like. I meant to mark that as complete. But I goofed that. Okay. So yeah, anyway, with the coal that we get right here, then, we could get this fossil down here, make some lime, and get some early steel, maybe? I don't know. I'm not really thinking that far ahead here. I'm thinking I just want regular refined metals. I don't really care what else besides that at the moment. Let's see some complete wheat up here that I kind of want to get to. can do that. We can uproot that. Okay, okay. Path plastic. Not any good ideas yet. That's... The plastic monomers, that is, petroleum nectar resin. Okay. So I think ideally, or like, I think it's what it's ultimately going to be is these bonbon trees. I'm probably going to need to get nectar out of these. And that's how I'm going to get plastic. I'm thinking right now I probably don't need a whole lot of plastic, so I might, you know, once I get up to these trees, I might just harvest the nectar right here, move these spigot seals elsewhere, I don't know. And just get some nectar. Not necessarily a whole lot, some. And remind me here, the, 833 grams per second, and it makes 500 grams. What are we gonna need plastic for? We're gonna need it for steam turbines. And I don't know what else yet. There's probably some things I'm neglecting to think about, but steam turbine's kind of the big thing. We complete the research here for data analysis. Oh, the virtual planetarium. Okay, okay, cool. Virtual planetarium, orbital data collection lab. We got brine ice here too. Okay. Little for one or two high pressure gas vents is nice too. That's true. I don't have. Oh, I do actually. And 50 kilograms. That's not a whole lot. Steam turbines. I don't have those researched yet. Well, that's probably going to be the next research here. Actually, it might not be the next research, because I think maybe I'm going to need, I might need the materials research for that. And we don't have anything for that yet. We'll need to take a look at the research available after we analyze this carbon dioxide vent. Well, guys are not vents. Oh, and I think we can actually get here now. Maybe let's get rid of that first before we dig out this polluted ice. Yeah, all this that I'm doing right here is basically just like, you know, plenty of slate wheat here that's growing wild. I want to try and get to that as cleanly as possible. Which is a little outside of my usual setup of just strip mine the area here. But, you know, as long as the sleet wheat's here, growing wildly, we can make plenty of berry sludge with the pike apple. Might as well be doing that. Okay, now we can do you. And I know, liquid carbon dioxide's getting me down there. Maybe what we can do to kind of encourage some of that to... Oh, no, there we go. There we go. It, I guess froze? No, it vaporized. Even better. Got a little lead stuck there. How's the O2 situation? Looks okay for now. Yeah, we got like a general atmosphere here is about two to 2.5K kilograms per tile or thereabouts. Um, so yeah, seems okay. Why is your morale so low? Have you not eaten? Yeah, the worst of it, I think, is or I think yeah, we'll get you strength here. I think kind of the concern that I've been having is just the carbon dioxide getting down to the alveolaris. Um, and I think really the bigger concern now is that the oxalite that's down here is off-gassing and creating a temporary oxygen layer that needs to push its way up here. So I might be getting overpressure given enough time here. But you know, given you know, once we get some metal refining going here, then I can set up some auto sweeping to, I guess, move it into. I can set up this bin over here. Could hopefully do that. Use that instead. You know, move it up here, outside of the carbon dioxide layer. Just have these things eat up as much carbon dioxide as possible. There, that's it. And of course, you know, carbon dioxide getting generated by the wood burners from the geyser over here. These things should be fed for a good long while, hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah. We'll see, we'll see. Ooh. And that's deodorizer is now working. They do consume water. It's ice, technically. We got still a ton of ice here, 337 tons. I'm not worried about that for now. For a good long while here, really. If anything, I'm more concerned about the phosphorite and maybe eventually snow. Because, I mean, how much do these eat here? It's 20 kilograms of ice per cycle versus 5 kilograms. Well, how many of these things do I have? 14 plus 12, 26. 26 times 20. I mean, we're still fine here. Those meteor showers don't run. That's true. Kind of get, you get phosphorite from the mammoths there, from these, I know I had a mammoth, yeah, the mammoth patty right here. If I crush that, yeah, phosphorite and clay. So I do want to be ranching mammoths here in the near future. Thought right here. Again, get metal refined from down here. Start making use of that where necessary, like, what was it over here? I need a research focus. For auto sweepers, that kind of good stuff there. And yeah, I'm gonna need steam turbine. I'm gonna need applied sciences research for the steam turbine. Okay. Okay, well, at least for now, we'll continue just doing all of the basic research, or basic/advanced research here that we can. And eventually set up advanced research at some point here, but yeah, we'll get there. Play without having to deal... Yeah, that too. Missing one power line here for this deodorizer, and then that will start doing some cleanup here. We got this little bit of oxalite here that we can't dig out here, but I mean, I suppose we could. It's going to be difficult to reach that. Oh, we got this. No, we could reach that and dig that out. Just being like, dig you, and over like that. Yeah, it's doable. I'm not going to bother with that, though, because we still got a ton of oxalite. Also, I was looking a little earlier when we were talking about the oxygen situation with the alveoveras. I forgot I probably want to do a little bit of extra math on this. Um, so 2 cycles to make 36 kilograms of oxalite. So I planted a bunch of these alveoveras here. Kind of with the expectation that a certain amount of dupes that I had at the time was going to be enough here, but I think I might have added some extra dupes here, and my math might be a little off here. Let's see, 100 grams. So let's clear that. 100 grams per second times 600 seconds is 60 kilograms per cycle per dupe. We currently have 7 dupes, and this is over 2 cycles. Makes, where are you again? 36 kilograms of oxalite. By my math, I need 24 plants. I think I have 14 plus... nope, don't dig all those out here. 14 plus 12, yeah, okay. Okay, we're still fine. I have 2 more plants than I need. But maybe that means what I probably might want to do is make some more over here. Eventually. And we also kind of have a source of oxygen over here with the off-gassing of the polluted water. Sort of. So I guess, you know, that's sort of offsetting the alveoveras as well. And ultimately, wrong button. Like, yeah, it's... breathability is generally fine here. Obviously not so much here because we got that carbon dioxide falling down from the vent over here. But, you know, will eventually make its way down here and get eaten. Yeah, no, we're not worried there. Also, I'm actually going to disconnect this power right here for now. Because... I don't necessarily want to be pumping liquids up here until I'm ready to start refining some metals, I think. Yeah, wrong button. Hmm. Oh yeah, there's some bleach stone down here that's, yeah, oh well. That's all fine. I don't care. Alright, so as we're getting close to getting the refinery ready, the metal ores we got, ignore the cinnabar, we're not refining that. We do got a little bit of copper ore from, there was a pre-existing wood burner that, yeah, we handled, you know, we got rid of that. 12, almost 13 tons of wolframite, so we can make a good bit of tungsten, and a little bit of iron ore as well. Do Alveo have a max pressure? I don't think so. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, 10 kilograms. Yeah, we're nowhere we're not anywhere close to that. And I think 10 kilograms is kind of the standard max pressure for every plant as well. And really, like, we really shouldn't be hitting that unless something really weird is going on here, because, like, the worst case that we're going to be seeing here is oxygen off-gassing onto some thin layers of polluted or carbon dioxide here. Um, and then it will create this little layer right here, but eventually that oxygen will force its way up this way. Um, and, into the rest of the oxygen, maybe kind of pushing out a little more that way, but then the carbon dioxide, I don't think it's going to get compressed enough to get anywhere near 10 kilograms. I mean, if it does, yeah, it's going to be something's really going to go wrong if that happens there. But in as much as something's going wrong with that, it's just going to be some pop eardrums, a little bit of extra stress. No biggie, no biggie. I say a little bit of extra stress. Do we have? We don't have massage tables yet. Are those coming in? Uh, why was that not showing up in search? Massage. Whatever. We'll figure this out at some point here. More about making max gas storage for the CO2 with the Alveo Vera. Most probably overpressure than most of the time. True, true. Yeah, and I don't know if you were around when Corbs was sharing a design that he was using. It was kind of along those lines, where it's basically just an enclosed room with a bunch of Alveo Veras in it, feeding it carbon dioxide some way or another. Like maybe it could have been the liquid, maybe it could be pumping gas into it. But then auto-sweeping out the oxalite, putting that in a separate room that had a bunch of oxalite sconces in it, making oxygen that way, and then pumping that oxygen out, basically being like a crude spalm of a sort, which looked really interesting to me. It's something that I thought, I kind of want to try that once things here look or get a little once my setups here get a little more set here, and I can start playing around with more interesting builds as opposed to just looking at basic survival here. Alright, next bit of research we are going to be going into. We're thinking about this here. Or computers. I'm looking at my tech here to see if I can find out where massage tables are. Colony development, maybe that's... Nope, I guess not. Not gonna be in radiation. Not liquids or gases. Exosuits. It's strange. I honestly have no idea where this could be. Whatever this is... Yeah, wherever it's at, I'm... Yeah. I'm gonna find this on the wiki. I still just keep looking at this being like, where could this be? I know massage tables are a thing. And I just don't see them anywhere on the tech tree here. Wouldn't be food, wouldn't be power. Maybe it could be power? No. No, this is a power generation. Solid material is mostly, like, shipping... and production of stuff. Colony development. Not radiation. Oh, maybe it's medicine. No. No, never mind. Not in liquids. Wouldn't be in gases either. Like, decor could possibly be it, but we're not seeing anything there. I don't know. I don't know. We'll come back to that in a bit. Okay, so let things run a bit here. Category medicine? Evidently already have it. Does this not have a tech requirement? Research. Oh, okay. 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 I think it doesn't have a tech requirement. I think you get it at the beginning of the game. Okay. Okay. I don't recall seeing that, but sure. Sure. Alright, alright, alright. Apple... Actually, you know what, also gonna set this, berry sludge up to a higher priority, because, the more that we can make with the sleet wheat, the better. You know, we're getting more calories that way, and besides that, it's better quality food, number one, and number two, more calories as well. So, yeah, I'd prefer to make, berry sludge anyway, over pike apple skewers. Pike apple skewers is kind of like the backup option, if anything here. I also want to be just kind of curious about, you know, like the temperature up here versus further on down here. Like, okay, so we're seeing higher temperatures near the wood burners, naturally. A relative... This is about negative 25 degrees. Yeah, we're getting comparatively a lot of heat right there. That is a hot zone. And one thing I think I want to do here, let's get a skill here first. Pay... Yeah, Pay, you're going to be... Let me pause for a second and verify this. Priorities... Yeah, you were going to be a rancher here, so we need to get you into ranching. We also need to give you a hat. I kind of don't like this wood burner right here because we're getting a little bit of growth halted for this pike apple bush. I'm thinking we could probably find a better area here. To disable one heater. Yeah, I think you're right there. I think we'll just go ahead and deconstruct this one, actually. I was thinking about moving this one somewhere else. And part of my thoughts about, you know, like moving versus destroying or breaking it down or whatever, disassembling. The thought there partly was carbon dioxide generating. Another part of it is, you know, like a place that dupes can warm themselves up. Also, but I guess then another part of it was thinking, like, we kind of got old bedrooms over here, and is there a way that I could put space heaters down here to warm them up? Like, I guess what I'm wondering... No, it doesn't look like it's going to be the case, because I was wondering, Could I put them under a mesh tile or an airflow tile and let that heat radiate up that way? But it looks like the answer is no. So, oh well. Another thing I kind of want to do. Let's not do that there. Do that there. We have some polluted water that I want to dump somewhere. But yeah, getting rid of that one speeder there should be good for this pike apple bush there. Should keep things nice and chill over here for it. At some point, I'm also beginning to wonder: do I want to replace these snow tiles with actual tiles? Like, you know, we got plenty of granite now. We can replace these with things that aren't going to eventually melt. And I don't think snow tiles give a run speed bonus either. So yeah, based on that, it might be worth it to go full on tiles as well. How do we get hydrogen in there? Eh, I don't care. Never mind. Never mind. It's not that big of a deal. Up another phlox egg in here. And here, our polluted water goes down in here. Still need to complete piping. A little piping right there. We need to complete these walls over here. And then we'll be ready to turn this on and make some metals here. So interesting. Okay, so the cinnabar ore, it says, yeah, to mercury here, and it is saying, yeah, it will make this a liquid. Presumably. I am wondering, the output of it, does it just, like, dump it on the floor, or does it output it through the pipe as well? I don't know. We'll find that out eventually, I'd assume. Party line phone, automated notifier and hammer, cool. Also, speaking of notifications, ads are coming in about 4 minutes, so I'm going to be taking my quick break around then. Letting construction, digging, all that kind of good stuff run in the background. And, you know, as always, when that happens, you take your own break as well. Or, you know, you can watch construction here if you are blocking ads or whatever. I don't know. You won't be missing anything if you go elsewhere, though. So we almost got construction done here. I think we'll go ahead and look up here to try and do a little bit of digging to get to the sleet weed over here. So, like, right here, we can do that to be able to get up to this sleet wheat. I could build, like, a ladder or something over here to get to these over here. As far as everything over this way... Thinking that, we'll grab a printable. Definitely not Sinky. Oh, we don't want Catalina either. Yeah, like normally, be thinking about I want to have a dedicated chef, but the gourmet we don't want to have that. So then the question is briar seeds or fungal spores. I wouldn't really use either. Maybe briar seeds eventually. Just I can't on this planet because it's way too cold. Fungal spores require slime, which I don't really like keeping around. So I think we're just gonna go to briar seeds. You know what? I'm actually gonna go with fungal spore. I might be able to wild plant one of those at some point and not have to worry about feeding it slime. Ultimately, though, like, whatever the case is, neither of these are going to be things that I'm really all that interested in getting or making use of. Then I think these over here, I'm going to need to build an additional ladder to get up here. Yeah, so I think we're going to do ladder over here so we can reach over those. Ladder going up about right here. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be the plan. Anyway, so big dig command queued up here, big construction queued up. It's now break time. I'll be setting the ads, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Be on the other side. Alright, we are back. So yeah, construction's still still ongoing here. I think one other thing I kind of want to do, I know, before I turn on the refinery, I got some meltables down here, like brine ice, other, like, meltables here, and, like, I want to try and keep this as pure a tank of polluted water as possible. So I think what I'm going to do to kind of clean things up here a bit is throw down an automatic dispenser here. And, we got some ice down here as well that I kind of want to get out as well. But, idea will be sweep up everything here, throw that in this automated dispenser, dump that down here or something. Yeah, I don't know. Is that, oh, yeah, okay, the chlorine there. Yeah, okay. Yes, and all we need to do is build the ladders to actually get up here like I was expecting to eventually, but, yeah, not yet. Not yet. Once we do that, then we will have access to all of the sleet wheat. And, yeah, we'll be in good shape here. Kind of going forward with, plenty of edibles there. Ah, another egg here. Ah. Move away. Ew. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. That's fine, yeah. Igneous rock for the pipes, that's what you're doing. Gotcha. Alright, and then just 3 pipe segments left to go until everything's connected up here, ready to turn this on. But then, yeah, I want to get this wall constructed as well. I want to sweep out everything down here. I need to hook up the power line to that again. Just fine. Not out of igneous rocks? Well, okay. Okay. Taking a break. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because, yeah, you recently did that, yeah, your lab playthrough, where, you did the, you sent off every single dupe in your colony to the, temporal tear, which, I wasn't thinking about that, but I like that idea there. That was a cool way of, going out. I like that. Alright, so next on the research tree, we're gonna be going down into medicine, I guess. Space scanner, enclosed telescope. And if I want to be doing research here, so let's see, stations. Material study terminal, I need refined metal, number 1. Number 2, 120 watts of power. I think what I could do... Oh yeah, and I'm also going to want to have automation parts for that anyway, so I'm going to need more refined metal anyway. But I mean, yeah, I could just do like an offshoot over this way, or over here. plant some Wheezeworts and then fire Rad Bolts just straight down, I guess. Something like that. How many Wart Seeds do I currently have? 6. Okay. Yeah, that'll be fine for radiation. Standard, sweep only, sublimators, and let's do the big sweep here. So then, yeah, also kind of follow-up question there, Redneck. Kind of a big long break or just a short break? Because, you know, like, I get the idea that, yeah, after an Oni run, it does feel like, yeah, I gotta let my brain simmer a bit, you know, what I did myself there, for about a week there. Any plans going forward, or, you like, want to start up again here soon, or, something a little longer there, playing the TCG? Four, five, six, seven. Okay. Got ice, bright ice, sand, sand. Okay. So, how much sand? 51 tons. Okay. I was gonna wait a week, full week at least. Yeah, yeah. And especially how long you went at that. It's like it's like 4,000 cycles, right? That is quite a long time with the game, and I can completely understand wanting to take a break after that. Okay. Something like 550 hours. Yep. Yep. I mean, you know, like for me, you know, like you know, I typically like the 1x speed here. I think you were doing higher speeds on occasion there, which I think it would make sense to, you know, if you could manage that in 550 hours. I think we did the math on this a little earlier. I think it was yeah, and in best case, it's one cycle is 10 minutes, so it'd be about 6 cycles per hour. Further math on this. I'm gonna round this down to 4,000. Yeah, if you played that at 1x speed and didn't have any sort of like random slowdowns or pauses or anything like that, that would normally be 466 hours, I think was before I cleared that there. So, or, that right? No, hold on. No, 666 hours. 667. Yeah, so you're, yeah, waiting for stuff to happen. Yeah, a lot, 2x and 3x. At least when the laptop can handle it. Yeah, and especially at that point, I could see it kind of chugging. Alright, and Errol, getting you finally up to the last bit of science here with the data analysis research. You can do the virtual planetarium and give you that fancy hat instead. Frames not included. Absolutely, yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Yeah, like one thing I am pleasantly getting used to here is no chugging. Now that we're back at the beginning of the game and don't have so much data to calculate in the background here. I am not used to the saves just loading pretty much instantly, or the auto saves from the cycle rollover being more or less unnoticeable outside that chime there. Yeah, duration of audio. Yeah. I think that was kind of the bigger, or the biggest biggest chugging point, I guess you could say, for my later games there, or the later part of the game there, like, after Cycle 1000 or whatever. Just be every 10 minutes, be like, okay, we're gonna pause for like a good 15 seconds here and just hold our breaths or something like that. Yeah, don't have to do that now. Or at least for a little while. Okay. Let's say, let's set that sweep to a little higher priority. This one isn't as high a priority because the water here is cooler. It's not going to melt the ice quite as fast, but the water that we're going to be dumping in here is going to be rather warm. It's probably going to melt brine ice or whatever, and mixed liquids, which I don't want to be doing yet. Like, how much junk do we have down here? Quite a bit. Maybe what I should be doing instead of this, cancel the mopping and say, or the sweeping and say, just the liquefiables will sweep. Yeah, there we go. Polluted ice we can leave in there. Ice... Snow we want to mop out as well. Alright. Alright, yeah, we'll just get the important stuff out of there, because I want to get into refining stuff. Germ sensors... Forgot I can build these ladders right here. So, one there, one that way. And then, yeah, we'll have access to all the sleep wheat. Oh, that is not correct. We need to say all of this. Auto harvest. How about that guy over there? After we get this little bit less blast this out of here, looks like it's probably going to be about 2 or 3 trips. Then I can start turning this on, converting. In this case, I think we're going to go tungsten. Make as much of that as we can. Welcome in, Corbs. First day back to the job. Headache, tired, but you were here. Oh, congratulations! You made it. You made it. Who's harvesting him? What do you mean harvest? Yeah, this sleep weed over here. I mean, we're getting that fixed there. So, yeah, where we're at, we are almost ready to start turning on this metal refinery, start making some tungsten in this case. I just want to get some of this brine ice out of the liquid pit here, so that we're not melting that and mixing waste liquids. I just want this to be nice polluted oxygen here, but, Yeah, once we're done with that, then... Why is that not... That's why. I guess we'll just say tungsten... 50, something like that. I don't know. Down here, 360 kilograms. Okay, there it is, there it is. Okay, so now we can hook up that power line and start pumping our cool water into the metal refinery. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. We're gonna try and do something about that, though. We're gonna dump some water in here. Hopefully, keep some of that. Yeah, we got some bleach stone down here. Yeah, you know, we'll do our best. We'll do our best to prevent that from off-gassing anymore. But, yeah, I don't know. At some point, what I might need to do... Why do we have idleness? Oh, that would be why. Because... You're stuck. Yeah, I do really need to be better about, preserving my bleach stone and not just being like, yeah, let's let this just do its thing over the base. I'll just be, at some point, I'll eventually need bleach stone, and once I do, okay, then I'll worry about it then. No, I probably should worry about it now. With bleach stone after blowing up the Moliere. You mean, you're done in the sense that you've kind of collected it all and kept it in a nice contained area, or done in the case of like just don't want to be using that anymore, or don't want to be worrying about it anymore. I think I sort of feel like I want to do with the carbon dioxide here is maybe, don't let it fall down this way and then this way, because that's a surprisingly thick amount of carbon dioxide there. That's what it is. Okay, okay. Did not realize you need bleach stone for blast shot. That would do it. That would be kind of annoying, I would think. Let's set that to a little higher priority, because I want to start making some stuff there. Alright, so I think next thing we're going to want to be doing here, because we're at, like, just enough Alveo Vera here for our current dupes. I want to be a little more prepared, so I think I'm going to line the rest of this setup over here with more farm piles, so we can start making, plant more Alveo Vera, consume more carbon dioxide, make more water that way. Yeah. Go to the water sources and make a Frond OP, make that chlorine gel somewhere. Make a Frond consumes carbon, or not chlorine, right? I think I read that somewhere, like, I don't have, I don't have a prehistoric planet pack, so I can't check that, but I think I've heard that is a thing. Alright, Bonts, thank you for stopping by. You have a good night. They're quite good at it? Okay. Because my previous playthroughs, chlorine for the most part, I've just been like, okay, we'll grab this around the map, and then we'll just store it in some infinite storage somewhere, and maybe do something with that at some point. And I remember when I set that up, I had it in my mind that bleachstone required chlorine to make, kind of like oxalite in the oxalite refinery takes oxygen and gold, and nope, turns out I'm wrong here. It's golden salts, I think it was. I can't remember. But at that point, you know, it's like, okay, well, now I've got this stock of chlorine here that I don't know what to do with. What now? Okay, I was about to dig this up, but I realized snow right here, sleet wheat, so we don't want to do that, but we can dig you. And then now we can just be like all of that. Salt mines, okay, I didn't realize they consumed it too here. How to get back a Frosty plant back, thinking we stay with dinosaurs. So is the cold easier to deal with, I guess. If so, then, yeah, welcome back. Everything, yep, okay. We have now reached everything. Used to love rhyme, okay. That makes sense there. Yeah, and especially, yeah, you're talking about rhyme, I get that, although, you know, I'm trying to not use my typical, or I don't want to say typical, but the strategies I came up with for rhyme here. I want this to be an actual, you know, like, use all the cool new stuff they're giving me and, you know, try and keep things actually cold here for a good long while. As best I can, you know. Alright, first bit of tungsten has been created. And the polluted water we're spitting out is 2.1 degrees. I was thinking maybe what I should do here, throw a bin here and put wolframites in here so that it's easy enough access so that we don't have to, yeah, we'll make a batch, then have to go all the way up here, grab whatever wolframite, and then take that back down here, and yada yada. Doesn't become DLC heavy. I'd be kind of surprised if that was the case. It's definitely too soon to say for sure here if they're going to be doing any more pack-like DLC. But it does seem like, at least for now, the cadence they've kind of settled on seems to be something like pack, quality of life update, pack, quality of life update, you know, kind of back and forth like that. Although I don't know if they've, like, I feel like what I've seen, and I could be completely wrong on this, is I feel like they announced that they were doing 3 packs in total. And now that we're up to 3, I don't know what's next here. I was kind of poking around the forums a little bit earlier because I was kind of curious earlier today, like, is there any news about any potential, like, quality of life update or something like that coming along here soon? And, you know, no news about that, but some people have been noticing that Play has been doing a bunch of check-ins of new code into Steam. So, like, they have been doing work on the game here. It's just, we don't know what it is, and I suspect we're not going to know until we get, until they get closer to releasing whatever it is. But I'm assuming the next thing is going to be another quality of life update. And, you know, besides that, there's also just, like, the general idea that, like, they've had a lot of these smaller, minor updates, quality of life-esque, that have always been free, and, I don't know, I just expect a lot more of those there. Fix the outhouses. So how were they broken before? I'm kind of curious about that, because, like, you know, I'm now really curious about that, because I am using a lot of outhouses here. And I don't see myself switching over to lavatories and sinks anytime soon here. Then away team, yeah, that's true. But it does seem like I mean, I'm getting the sense that away team is different enough from Oni that I would expect them to be supporting both for a good long while, or like especially Oni for a good long while. And I don't think we have a good sense of just when away team is going to be releasing anytime soon here. Oh, the plunger meter fix, he had to reset that. Yeah, I think, okay, so I was actually noticing that one of my previous play, like right here. 15 visits remaining, despite the fact that the meter is right there in the red zone. Yeah. Yeah, but okay, so small visual bug, but ultimately not that big of a deal. At least not in my mind. Oh wait, did I... okay. I thought you're picking up sleet wheat from over here. Oh, yeah, there is. Okay, well then. To be doing all of this over here, I did get rid of one sleet wheat plant. Been there since last year. Okay, okay. Alright, printable... I'm still trying to think, can we get a dedicated cook? Is not that bad. Rotfan's not bad either. Tryptophobia... I think we don't worry about that for now. I think we're just going to keep getting some more ice. When a new player is ripping their hair out about it, yeah, what if a new player... Like, I guess, I think the thing is, they might get confused, but I can't imagine them looking at this as being, like, a game-breaking bug. Because, you know, you got the visual indicator there, but if you mouse over it, it will say that you've got 15 visits remaining, however many there. And I think at that point, they're just going to be looking at that being like, okay, yeah, we don't have the out-of-order sign on this, despite the fact that the indicator is saying, you know, we're out of uses, and this thing is saying 15 visits remaining. It's probably, to them, a lower priority bug there. Since it's literally one kind of code. I feel like that's dangerous to assume. I don't know what it is. You know, I don't know what the code looks like. I think, yes, these sorts of fixes can be generally dangerous to make those assumptions about, so, yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, we did get... Okay. We're not making that... Okay, yeah, because we're doing the last bit of construction here. And then this is going to be 28. Okay, so I'm just looking at this, trying to think, like, auto sweeper setups. We got 9 right here. I don't know if I'd be able to set up an auto sweeper to get everything this way. Would I? That doesn't look right. Might rip out a little bit of Fire Pulse, get that going there. There's Loxig here. I mean, yeah, it could be that, but I don't know. Like, you know, as much as I've seen of software coding and how bugs crop up, I think it is kind of a question of, you know, how the bug actually crops up there. That's why, you know, that's why I'm saying it's dangerous to make assumptions. And, you know, like, it's also, it may well just not be 2 lines of code there. It might just be like, there's something weird going on in somewhere in, like, I don't know, logic generation somewhere, I don't know, where it's like, you know, we're tripping the visits back to the maximum 15 there, but we're forgetting to do some other thing somewhere, and maybe not that obvious. I don't know. I don't know, and again, impact is just low. They're probably just looking at that being like, you know, it's the kind of thing we can investigate eventually. I don't know. This is again after Dupe uses it. Yeah, if that's the case, then it also just, at that point, feels that much less important to deal with, I think. Fertilization, that's why you need that. Okay. So finally, all of this here, and when we, auto sweepers cost 200 refined metal, and we currently have 400 tungsten. Right, so yeah, I think I like this idea of making a total of 50 tungsten over here. Kind of keep this up for a good long while. Make more of this stuff here. And then we can start laying down... Actually, no. Oh, yeah, the other thing I was thinking about, the loader also is 200. Okay. Ah. Okay, okay. I guess we're gonna need 2 auto sweepers in here. Yeah, that's, yeah, not altogether wrong there. And yeah, bug fixes here. We get here, you know, free. We also get the free updates of, like, you know, extra buildings, like, you know, the bottle drainer, canister drainer, stuff like that. You know, it's plenty of free stuff for us here with play. I do like that. Wolframite will go in here. Iron ore, copper ore will go in here. We'll set that to a little higher priority. Ball games where they don't fix the bugs. Yeah, because at that point I would imagine they'd just be like, yeah, you know, there's the next year's version. We'll fix it for that, and we don't need to care about this one because at some point people will probably just stop playing it or something like that. I don't know. Alright, more research time. Speaking of the bottle drainer, that's where we're going next. What was that other thing there? Oh, the decontamination shower. Yeah, I never used that. So I'm reading that. I'm wondering if that's a typo or if you actually meant 14, because if you actually went back to 14, that would say that's just how big of a joke it is. I'm assuming you mean 24, though. But I am curious. I think, if I am gonna want to do the auto sweep, yeah, okay. Oh, 14? Okay, okay, that's how bad it got. Okay, then. Noted. That long ago. I don't know what the last EA game I got was. Probably one of the Command and Conquer games from so long ago. I don't know. At this point, there are ultimately few games I buy. And so it's, it's like those big name, big budget games, for the most part, they just don't interest me anymore. I'm not playing those really much of anymore, as it is. Alright, we're making some tungsten now. That's right. We want to get 600 tungsten, so we then can get 2 auto sweepers in here to handle everything. Also, I probably should say, this shouldn't be an issue, but we'll say disable harvest on these guys here. And does the... Hold on. I wanted to have the receptacle. Okay, I think we need to start setting up some additional research here. Alright, so how we're doing this? Stations... Material study... Put it there... No, I think it's actually worthwhile to actually get the auto sweepers in here to get the eggs out specifically. We'll start with that and then get the remaining tungsten to actually make the materials study terminal, and then at that point, then I can start doing radiation-based research while we continue to make more tungsten, but also get like conveyor receptacles. We can get the oh, weird. Whoops. Whoops, my, I forgot to set the power, all these things on the power correctly here. I need to say, yeah, fuel request threshold 100%, so we're delivering wood to these, and in high priority, because, yeah, especially, like, right now when we run out of power, that's gonna be important to get rid of, or get set up here. I completely forgot that, this consumes a lot of power. Also, Lyra, why, you have stress. Is it because you can eat everything here? Eating pike apple. But there's berry sludge. Maybe let's not eat raw pike apple anymore. That's your problem. That's why you're getting stressed there. Okay. And another Flott's egg. Alright, and I'm also noticing blueprint right here. I haven't been paying attention to this. Do anyone want to take a guess at what the blueprint is? I'm doing the spoilers here. I'm taking a look at this myself. I'll open that up at about the halfway mark for the next cycle. Ooh. Guess building. If it's gloves, I'm leaving. Okay, okay. Your guess is noted. All gloves, don't fool yourself. Are we getting carbon dioxide over it? Yeah, we are. Okay. But he's working on that yet, which is fine, Yeah, always vote gloves. Yesterday switched up, and they were, yeah, both of them were gloves. I remember that. Actually, yeah, I'm kind of... I'll take a look at this here again. Yep, both of those yesterday, Sunday, October 26th, were both gloves. Yeah, originally what I got on Saturday was 2 wallpapers and a lavatory. Yesterday, 2 gloves. And today, a mystery. A mystery that will be revealed shortly. Of course, we'll see that in a second here, but, yeah, this is one of those things I've seen, like, some other streamers do a prediction to be like, would you like to guess what it is here? And, you know, play with channel points there. I might do that one day. Play around with that at some point, but not for right now. It doesn't feel like it's too terribly worth it just yet. Part of it will be I need to figure out how best to do that. Like, let's see, get started here. Outcome 1, outcome 2. That's how you do it. Okay. Oh, but then when you have 6 of the week and hope at least half are new or high price to recycle. Yeah, I get you. I've kind of gotten to the point where how I'm typically doing it is, you know, previously I opened them on stream when I was like, ooh, button, I'm going to click that there. But then after a while, I was just like, I'm kind of more interested in setting up whatever I'm doing over here. And I get them... You know, open the blueprints when I start up the game again the next day. Because usually what I do before stream, particularly when I got blueprints before, on the day before, the time before, is I go into the supply closet, go through all over here, and recycle whatever duplicates I have. Just be like, okay, so what did I get? What duplicates do I have? What, etc. there. And then at that point, you know, you got the plain blueprints right there, and I just grab whatever I got last time. Anyway, about to open this up here, but before I do that, I want to pull up my spreadsheet here. And see if this is something that I have already. I think I kind of gave it away there a little bit there. As you know, I opened up my spreadsheets and, you know, okay, so yeah, we're just going to do this here. It is... Both of you are wrong. It's pants. It's green pants. But the thing is, and I'm looking at my spreadsheet here, basic green pants are something I do not have, so... I'll take that. It's leg gloves. If you want to call it that, sure, sure. But I think for Corbs' sake, we'll call it pants. Anyway, that's my 6 of the 6 for the week. Ends in 2 days, 20 hours. 7 minutes, so like, what would that be? Wednesday, Thursday, I guess, is a reset. That's gonna be put on a building. Yeah, if you're creative enough, you can do that. You can find a way to make that work. Thursday is reset day, okay. Which happens to be my first day off from streaming. Carbon dioxide layer's getting a little thick here. I'm gonna throw down a few more airflow tiles just to try and get some of that out here. And I think, you know, with the carbon dioxide up here that I've got, previously I was talking about trying to let that fall down this way more and then over this way. Yeah, I think we gotta get that going here, so, plants. Okay, this is fine here. What we're gonna do, I think, cut her up that way. I think we'll also kind of clear out a little bit of space over here. But then, yeah, the idea over here... Some of that out... And try and let that carbon dioxide kind of fall down here, then here. Maybe we'll get rid of some of this here and let that kind of fall down here, but then eventually push its way up this way into the alveolar vera over there, hopefully. Around 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern. What did it say here? Let me see. In about 20 hours, 5 minutes... Oh, that's an odd time. Because, yeah, in 5 minutes is about 8:40 p.m. my time. And we'll back that off by about 4 hours. 4:40 p.m. on Thursday. That's a really weird time. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's not a set time every week, though. And maybe it's just like, you know, this is when it is for, you know, right now, but, or like this week, and otherwise it's just like kind of like oscillating a little bit here and a little inexact. I don't know. I don't know. Do these alveolar veras consume again? About 100 grams per second. Kind of curious about that because this thing's... It said 100 grams per second. That's not right. 2 grams per second. Okay, okay. This is quite a bit more than 2 grams per second. Maybe opening this up wasn't the smartest of ideas here. Because that is actually quite a bit of carbon dioxide. Okay. We're gonna need a new plan of attack here. I think at this point, this little, kind of crude airlock, gas lock kind of thing that I got set up here, the whole idea of this was that I didn't want carbon dioxide kind of pushing its way out into here and then leaking down here where the alveovarus couldn't get it. I don't think we need that anymore. Those word generators create enough. Yeah, they probably will. Like this here, I mean, I got them on automation, but 170 grams per second, yeah, that's true. Anyway, so I think what we're gonna need to do for all of this is, get rid of this lock right here, let everything fall down a little more naturally. Yeah, this whole setup wasn't actually necessary. Okay. And we can let all the carbon dioxide make its way down here. We got some more alveovaras. Some wild ones down here. If nothing else, it'll give the carbon dioxide some place to go there. Oxide is not being picked up, forces CO2 down full enough. Yeah, that's also another part of the issue here, where some of that, yeah, it's off-gassing down here. Or is it? Yeah, and I do want to create some auto-sweepers to pick them up down here. But we need some refined metal for that. Egg, where are you? There you are. How long until that goes dormant again, by the way? 32 cycles. Okay. So yeah, oxygen is fine. Our oxygen levels are fine. It's just the carbon dioxide that we've been getting out of this carbon dioxide geyser. It's a little more than I was wanting. Whoops. So one thing I could do, I could create a little bit of an automation with a mechanized airlock, like keep the carbon dioxide trapped in here, and then when I feel like I need more carbon dioxide, flip a switch, turn it on, we're good to go. We'll have that pour out of here, dump down into here, something like that. I don't know. Oh yeah, if I'm doing this right here... Oh no, that's doable. We can actually just dig that out. No, we can't do that. How can we do this? Yeah, that'll do. Okay, that way, then I can reach the rest of these, kind of going this long way around that way, and yeah, it's a little awkward, but we'll make it work. This'll be fine. Maybe dig out onto this stuff here just for the hell of it. And plants over here. Oh, well, those are unreachable now. it's fine. We'll figure this out here. Okay, so, fair warning here. Ad coming in about 2.5 minutes now. 2 minutes now. That's it. So, break time again. Let carbon dioxide fill levels down here, etc., etc. But, we'll be on break here shortly. And I suppose before then, I probably should have enough, yeah, we do have enough tungsten here, so let's go ahead and set up auto sweepers and a conveyor loader right here. We don't have mechatronics engineering. Never mind. Corbs? No, it's not Corbs. Freya, my constructor here, we need to get you 4 extra skill points to get you mechatronics engineering. Okay. Okay, well, automation's not coming anytime soon here. Never mind. Anyway, still going to be worth it to make a bunch of tungsten here. We'll just keep doing things manually as much as possible here, which irritates me, but we'll get by. Okay, so instead of setting up an auto sweeper over here, what we'll do instead is we'll work on materials research here, but that will begin happening after the break here. In the meantime, watch some digging going on. I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, we return here. And I noticed I got printables while I wasn't looking, so let's grab that. I really, really like the idea of Catalina here. She can be our main cook. Got cuisine and husbandry as interests. And the two, the trait setup she's got here, increased science, increased speed of learning things, frost-proof, always handy on this particular planet, and squeamish, not that big of a deal, really. We're not going to have her doctoring. Else doesn't really look all that good, so I think we're going to get Catalina here. We're going to make you a... Well, first of all, we need to make you a bed. And a mess table. But we are going to also say that you are grilling. We are going to put you on an appropriately new schedule. Bump that over Catalina. And swap the priorities here. High on cooking. Amari will leave you cooking as well. Oh, yeah. And you know what? Get you chef's hat as well. Just in case we need more people doing more things here, but, yeah, I think in general, yeah, microbe musher here. You'll be manning the microbe musher and the electric grill as much as possible. That looks good there. Okay, so then, what we're doing over here, additional digging. Get you out of the way, get you out of the way. Start clearing some of that out as well. And dig you. And you. Get rid of you. That. Right here, I'm just being we got the anti-entropy thermal nullifier. Let's open this up here, because why not? But yeah, another part of it is just, let's make more room for the carbon dioxide to fall down. And I think ultimately what we're going to do here, dig out all of this here. And I'm going to leave basically, this little, maybe a 1 or 2 tile high wall of sorts right here. Let carbon dioxide fall and kind of gather in here, essentially, so that it has a place to sit down in here. And then whatever overflow, can go down here, whatever, that's fine. We won't, it's not that big of a deal. We got some alveoberas down here that'll consume it and get rid of, clean out some of that. Sure, nice, whatever. Our main concern is these ones up here. I guess another part of the concern... Hey, what is that there? Oh, bush seed, okay. I am also trying to figure out, how do we get to this little bit of fog of war explored. Because I am kind of annoyed by that. But yeah, we're kind of getting a little ahead of ourselves here. We got some more digging over here to do. And then there's going to be digging up here while we set up the research over there. Got to do to force Force the dupe to fall across. Oh, so like, well, okay, so like we can do this right here. I got an idea. What if we move you right there, or force move you there? There we go. Okay. Why is that? I don't know how that got disabled. Yeah, we want to have, we're gonna have the duplicates get printed here. Oh boy, okay. Now 8, 7 to 8, move a Phlox egg out of here. We got... Sure, let's wrangle one last Phlox. Ice over here. Yeah, sure. Alright. More research complete. The bottle filler, liquid pod, mechanical surfboard. Cool, cool, cool. Good stuff there. Anyway, I didn't want to get rid of this tile right here because there is, or there was... Never mind. I thought there was a plant on top of it, but nope, I'm wrong. We can safely get rid of it. And that means that we can do these ladders right here instead. Yeah. Yeah, I think level carbon dioxide here. That. Look at that. Teleporter disabled. What does that take to activate? Field research or research? Researching booster. Okay. So that's one of the teleporters. I don't think we've seen the other one, actually. Or the supply teleporters. I mean, we got our duplicate teleporters right here and right there, at the very least. But, other ones, not so much. Not so much. We don't know where the other one is. Let's do that there. I should be able to do that, I think. That. But the other thing I'm thinking about is, you know, like, when I'm getting carbon dioxide falling from down here, can I dig out more of this area down here and kind of let that fall this way, or do I want to let a lot of it fall into here and then eventually overflow this way? I think I kind of want to do the latter, but if I do that, then how do I kind of set up the natural flow of things? Like, do I leave a little bit of space here, like, I guess kind of a reservoir here, maybe? I say that. I mean, we're kind of working around this sleet wheat here that's growing. I don't know. We'll figure this out, though. Given enough time. Also, one thing I'm noticing, my wood is actually starting to go down. These wood burners might not be consuming enough fuel that we're gonna have some issues with wood, so I might need to expand into a second ranch, maybe up here. Yeah, that would be a good place to put that. Just to start shearing more wool here. But that's kind of a future me problem. We're not in grave danger of running out of wood anytime soon here. One more fox egg, really. We're still at seven critters there. Okay. We're now starting to make pike apple skewers, because I guess we might be out of sleet wheat. Or not, don't have enough of it easily accessible now. Yeah, like some of that sleet wheat's up here. We're still digging our way into that. You know, fair enough. And there is some to harvest down here. All of this is marked as, yeah. All this harvest all of this here. This is, yeah, some snow that's, you not... Oh, you can go in there. I don't know why, we're not, getting that. I would get that out of there. Oh, that is all something we can reach from right here. Never mind. We'll just, yeah, mark all of that to dig. That too. Okay, so I think right now I'm interested in actually beginning to set up the... Okay, first of all, Lyra, skill points, improve carrying, makes the most sense here. We can now set up the material study setup going, or for now. We'll throw that there. And then I need to be looking at Bolt generation right around here. think we'll do that right there. Where are you? Transformer here. Let's not actually do that tile there. I think this will be good enough for here. The other thing that I need, automation. I don't have a NOT gate yet? When does that come into play? Yeah, we need to get NOT gates. Whoops. That was one thing I did not even think about. Okay, so automation wire. I'm just gonna keep using lead here. What was the... If the rat bolt storage is full, okay. You just do this. And that. Yeah. And I guess that for wires. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Alright, so this is going to be our, this science is going to be the, more advanced science setup, we'll call it. So we can get into, more interesting research here, as opposed to, just getting stuck with, other less good stuff, or, you know, like the less advanced stuff, you know, like, we want to be getting into, you know, like the steam turbine, there was one other thing that I was thinking about that I can't remember right off the top of my head, that was something that I really wanted to get into. Conveyor receptacle. Although that part's not as important here until we get a mechatronics engineer, which is going to be a little longer because I always forget about that when I'm thinking about shipping. Ugh. But yeah, whatever. We'll have time to get to that somehow, some way, somewhere. 3, 4. Start digging all of that out. And I guess down here... how am I gonna do this? I think I might just destroy a lot of these wires right here, deconstruct them. Then dig here, reconstruct the wires. Because the problem I'm having, or the problem I would have with these wires, if I wanted to deconstruct them, is, you know, if I wanted to dig first, or try and dig a new wire through here, snow would fall. And all of this would be unreachable, so I think we'll just cut the power over here for a little while. Then dig, and then reconstruct the power. Something like that. But until then, you know, this is important setup to begin with here. So maybe do I want to set up that automation thing that I was talking about for this carbon dioxide geyser? You know, we're just letting that overpressure and letting more in as necessary, or where I feel like I need to. I mean, I think we can just leave this be for now. It's not super important yet, but at some point I think I'm going to need to do that. Actually, you know what? I think I like that idea. I think we're going to do that. But first of all of that is the important bit. Airlock there. They'll switch there. Fire there. Yep. Yep, so then, yeah, the idea will be, you know, we get carbon dioxide out of here, and then as we feel like this is, you know, we're running out of oxygen down, or carbon dioxide down here, we'll just flick that switch, open it up, let the carbon dioxide leak out, and as it gets a little too thick, turn it back off again. So, you know, a nice, easy little containment bay right here, essentially. I see you, Phlox Egg. A little bit yucky eggs up there. Okay. Okay, some polluted oxygen up here. I don't think it's rot piles, though. Apple skewer can go in there now. It's probably just, yeah, the polluted dirt or the polluted water down here. That's probably more the polluted dirt. I'm noticing this polluted water output over here is now negative 7.2. Like, when it's coming out of the metal refinery, it's about 2 degrees, but even all the way down here, it's actually, I guess, absorbing so much chill from the rest of the atmosphere. Like, I guess maybe... I'm wondering if there's temperature transfer between these tiles right here, and maybe I should have made this out of insulated tiles instead. Like, right now, I feel like I'm fine with just regular tiles right here, because, you know, if we get a little more chill this way, not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of amused by this. Did we get... Yeah, we got all of that digging done there. I guess... Let's get in here and break these wires. We're still at, yeah, we're still at 8 there. Okay, what all is going on here? Farm piles are now constructed. These wards will be ready to go there shortly, but I want to get, yeah, all the rest of this, the research terminal up and running, wires up and running, automation bar specifically here. Alright. We just need a Radbolt generator that is actually now unreachable. Never mind, we'll deconstruct you and get into there that way. Try that again. And we also almost have knot gates ready to go. Yeah, right now. Just need 3 more novice research and we're good to go. So once we get that, then we can lay down the gates, have the automation properly set and ready to go. That's now able to be constructed. Material study terminal almost constructed. Knot gates done. Let's resume what we were doing before with the liquid distribution. And lay down the knot gates right here. Alright. Also, I realized that I don't want this consuming power yet because there's no not a lot of radiation to work with. I mean, I guess we kind of got well, if this shine bug migrates over this way, we might have a little more, but yeah. Can't rely on that. Also, I am looking at this wood. It's, it is going a little lower, a little faster than I'd like here, so, I probably should lay out a new Phlox Ranch as well. So yeah, let's get on that as well. 3, 4, 5... And that's stuff that I can dig out. Let's maybe not do this. Or that. That snow will fall. And we got some plants over here that we still want to be making use of. Yeah. We got another skill point. This is this. Quinn. The rancher. Farmer, not rancher, my bad. Oh yeah, let's get advanced research, because this one's free for you. Also, let's say this is now our priority. Getting this carbon dioxide lock up and running so we can shut things out and try and have our stuff down here, yeah, consume more of this carbon dioxide. Ray has earned a skill point too. She's our constructor. Okay. Okay, mechatronics engineering is where we're trying to get you. I guess we're going to start with improved carrying too. Because that's the most immediately useful thing. Also, I'm kind of curious why, I'm thinking new dupes shouldn't be doing, cooking at all. Unless you are one of the designated chefs. Yeah, there we go. Of course, the mechanized airlock had to be the first thing that was built. Right, right. Okay, okay. Okay, and now we just need the automation in, and that's good to go. And then over here... throw down the Wheezeworts. Oh, we were just researching there. Oh yeah, bottle emptying. I might be thinking about being a little more picky now. And let's go emulsification. Just, kind of thinking like, previously I was just looking at completing the tiers of the research tree that require, just advanced research, but we're getting pretty close here to the point where I'm getting materials research, where I can start researching that stuff and not have to worry about these other lower tier stuff that's not super interesting in the meantime, but I don't know, we'll get there. We'll get there shortly here. Alright, signal switch is now online. Close that. And lock in that carbon dioxide. Yeah, there it goes. Oxygen I got stuck in there is actually surprisingly thick. 17 kilograms. Well, whatever. This will give us opportunity for all of this carbon dioxide to get eaten by the alveoveras down here. And also, we can get down here and start to... We can do this now. Start digging this out. And then figuring out the new power lines over here. Okay. Oh yeah, and I'm also going to need power for that up there. As we'll get that set while I'm thinking about that. So I'm wondering here, we got long commutes here. This might be the point where I need to update the schedule to start giving my dudes a little more free time. I think we'll do that. Give them one more block here. This also gives them one extra morale, but I'm just thinking, like, there might be, long enough running around here that dudes might not be able to get a meal, eat. And given that, yeah, I think just a little bit of self-preservation here. Is that the priority? Yeah, it's now priority 9. Okay. One other thing I'm wondering about. Pei was the other... Yeah, okay, so Lyra and Pei are ranchers, but I have them set slightly higher priority for farming as well, because they got skills in farming as well. I'm just thinking, you know, with the amount of farm stuff here, they might, like, Quinn here might be doing a lot of, yeah, 12 agriculture plus 3 skill levels. Yeah, he might appreciate the extra hand, essentially. And we're ready to go. I think that is how we're going to do things. A little extra space to contain carbon dioxide down here, but then, yeah, just a too high setup here so that, you know, overflow can go down this way, get stuck down here, whatever. For the most part, we're not really going down here except for metal refining. And so it will have a good bit of a time before we before that pit fills up and causes us problems. And we're not getting any more dupes right now. We got pretty much everything we need right now. I guess ideally we might be looking at a decorator at some point later on, but you know, for now, you know, we got farmer, 2 ranchers, builder, constructor, researcher, cook, gopher. Yeah, that's 8. So pike apple bushes is kind of the big thing there. Very briefly, I'm gonna bump these up to priority 6. Try and get these planted here. Because, yeah, nobody seems to be getting on them for the moment. Which is fine, but, there's important stuff to be done down here, but, I don't know, I kind of want to get to the material study going here shortly. Alright, so now we have, a more complete pit, and we can... more or less, I still gotta dig out a bit of cinnabar down here. But yeah, we can queue up the heavy watt conductive wire for now, and dig that. And run away, sure. Are you going for air? I guess so. Or recovering from cold. Good lord. Yeah. Yeah, opening this up might not have been the smartest of ideas. That turned out to be more than I was expecting. Oh well. Alright, the last of the weed warts have been planted. We'll let them get fertilized here, and then we'll turn on the radical generator. You know what, I think 2 is good enough. Or 4 is good enough. Alright, so 78 rads per cycle. Right now, it's going to be a little higher once we get that Weezewort fertilized. And yeah, each point of research takes 10 rad bolts. You know, it's gonna take a while to do our research, but whatever. Whatever, we're getting started. Oh, there we go. Now we can do that. Alright, so I think this door's probably gonna be closed for a while because yeah, this carbon dioxide's thick. It's like 3 kilograms per tile here. Some of this oxygen down here from the oxalide off-gassing, pretty thick also. And yeah, it's kind of overpressurizing the area up here as well. Ugh. Oh, there we go. This is, yeah, 110 per cycle. This is even better here. There we go. I like this. I like this. Amari, your skill points. You're our gopher. / a backup cook. We'll get you plumbing for that additional strength, and I guess, you know, we kind of do also like the idea of having a plumber at some point. We don't really need one just yet, but somewhere along the line I'm definitely gonna need one. If I wanted more oxygen, I could also replace these over here with farm tiles and get some alveoveras there. Alright. What was I thinking for research? Steam turbines and solar panels are going to be useful. Eventually. I do like the conveyor receptacle. That's something I want to be getting. It's probably going to be something I'm going to be... that's going to be more immediately useful. The glass forge could also be useful, you know, especially if we're talking solar panels. As thinking a little bit ahead, I think I would also be needing mercury lamps for that. Which is right here. Advanced caffeination? Really? I don't know what mercury lamps have to do with caffeination, but sure. Catalytics is not something I'm going to need anytime soon. Transit tubes, I don't have plastic yet. Okay, I think we're going to start with conveyor receptacles. What was the emulsifier? And our constructor, where are you? It's Freya. It's only 3 skill points to get you into mechatronics engineering to be able to actually build the things. I'm also going to set the priority of the research of the material study a little higher, so that we just tap through as much of that radiation as possible there, or the radicals there as possible. Let's set you there. Just kind of looking around now. How many Floxes do I have? We got 2 here, 3, 4, 5. Okay, is there a skill point? Ranching. Again. Okay, so we got 5 Floxes that we can be putting in this ranch. We could put 3, or we can fit 3 more eventually. We got plenty of egg. Oh, we got... No, 6, okay. We got 2 fawns down here. But yeah, we still need to construct the ceiling over here, the door over here. We're pretty close, I guess in the meantime, though, we can say... Is that there? Oh, that's actually an easy way to tell just how many Floxes there are here. Because without the door, it's looking out everywhere except inside of our ranch over here. And noticing, oh, we got this one over here. It's confined, stuck in the door. At the very least, we can start wrangling them. Oh, but I do need to, plant these pike apple bushes as well. But in the meantime, we can also find the rest of the boxes here and wrangle them, or mark them for wrangle at least, so that they can get stashed in the... or get prepared to be stashed here in the drop-off. Oh, this is probably now a ranch. Yeah, we don't need that last tile right there. It's fine, though. It's fine. Alright. Everything's planted here. We can mark that down to 5. Flox is going to here. I don't feel like I need a critter sensor. In fact, I don't think this critter sensor has been doing a whole lot of good. I'm more interested in the critter drop-off here and just checking every so often. Are you confined, and do I need to pick up an egg somewhere in here? So, yeah, we'll just take out that critter sensor. Okay, one little thing that I noticed here that's kind of a nice little benefit here. By constructing this little roof here, I now have a nice easy way to get into this wolframite that I can dig out. Why is that? Oh, pressure from the oxygen. Okay. That is some super pressurized oxygen right there. I don't know how that happened. Same thing there. But you know what, again, I think if we get rid of a lot of this carbon dioxide, we should be okay. It should clear out fine enough. And you know what, I think I also really need to get rid of all this right here. Let this oxygen, give it an easier way to get out. Otherwise, it's kind of trapped right there. And these alveovaras aren't really able to do much of anything. And yeah, we're going to be losing 2 bits of sleet wheat that way, but so goes. And for that, I'm going to wait until this one fully grows, which is going to be... Do I want to? It's 10 cycles to do that. I don't think we do. I think we just get rid of that. Because, yeah, we want that oxygen to force its way out. Ugh. So we'll dig out a little bit there, again, to try to let some of this oxygen fall down this way. And the idea of all I'm trying to do here is, you know, if we see these little pockets of oxygen, I want to try and give them somewhere to go, essentially. And not get, like, trapped in this little pocket right here, over here. Okay, okay. Otherwise, I think this looks good. Okay, ad notification coming in about 5 minutes here, so yeah, as usual, fair warning. I'm gonna take my break, you take your break. Won't be missing much other than just a bunch of construction or digging. Yeah, digging. The next thing I think we can start to do is dig down here. Access sucrose iron ore specifically, but also a lot of igneous rock here. The plume squash I might be able to reach. Gammas can eat plume squashes, right? Yeah. Yeah, the actual plume squash. It's just not been able to eat these, I guess because it can't reach these. The way it moves. Well, we'll help it out. We'll give it a little bit of a nudge as we get down here. First of all, let's see. Oh, that's done constructing. So I want to do the digging over here first. Let's actually set that as a higher priority. And then we can come down here. All of that is something we can dig. You know what? Let's actually go about as far down as we can. Ones I care about over here are these two pike apple bushes. Can dig that. So we can get rid of that dispenser. We're done with that. This is just kind of a case of, again, clearing more space here. Speaking of which, nothing there. And as far as... Yeah, okay, so we'll dig this out here, and then leave this here as kind of a platform to be able to get over here as necessary. Well, do I even need that? Won't hurt. Better idea really will be 2, 3, 4. Dig all that. Because dupes can get that way by going around this way, down that way, over here. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be a little better for them, I think. Alright, alright. So yeah, I think the way that these mammoths work, my understanding is, yeah, it can't pop over there because he needs this area to get to. He can't go down there because there's just one open there. So if we dig all of this right here, I think that should be enough for that mammoth to actually get to these plume squashes and eat them. I think. Oh yeah, the harvest, we want to say disable harvest on these guys. Yeah, these, we want the Loxes to eat them. I don't know why you're not eating that one. Not that it really matters a lot. Alright, alright. Well, we've got a lot of work queued up here, and ad break time is here. So I will pause, I will let things run for a bit, and be back in a few minutes. Be on the other side. Alright, we're back, and if my dupes did any work besides what Corbs is doing right here while I was gone, completely missed it. What was all going on here? I guess there was all this digging that would I queued up to say, hey, get all this oxygen trapped out of here, and oh, we still got little tiny pockets here, but well, that one could stand to be three. know, is there going to be a way that I can get into there easily enough? I don't think so. I don't know. Whatever. Corb's got another skill point, though. So, yeah, we got the construction because that's free, but we do want to be looking towards exosuit training, so improved carrying, first of all, for you. Plume Squash Seed. Oh, we found Plume... Okay, okay. Seven critters in there. Oh, we got one more fox flawn over here. Wrangle you. Make that a full ranch again. And at that point, we should be getting plenty of wood. Yeah, we're down to 14.4 tons. Yeah, power is now becoming a bit of a concern, I think. Oh boy. Oh well. So yeah, we're gonna need more wood. And maybe what I could be doing here is even more flocks ranches as well. To make my wood continue to increase more and more and more. Because we're not, you know, we're still doing fine on phosphorite, 58 tons. And maybe if I make enough of these ranches, I can kind of wean myself off of the stuff we're growing down here as well. I don't know. I mean, I think it's still worthwhile to grow a whole lot of that because berry sludge. Making lots of berry sludge. Like right now, 319,000 kilocalories. Yeah. But I'm more interested right now in all the wood. Okay. Anyway, that's just kind of a future thing here. I'll be kind of looking at the woods in my resources here and kind of watching the trend on this. Like, I guess wood. Yeah, this is what we're kind of looking at here. There is a downward trend, definitely, but I can't remember exactly how long it's been since I set up this Block's ranch over here, and I don't think it's also not fully online yet. We haven't we shouldn't have gotten a whole lot of wood out of these yet, especially with the flawn or the fawns. I was gonna call them flawn, flocks, flawn, flocks, yeah. But yeah, they don't have or yeah, they do have scale growth there. Okay, okay. Sure. What if we were to say priority 6 on the shearing stations? No, we'll see. We'll see. How much more tungsten do we have to make? 22 bits. Okay. We've done about half as much as, a little over half of what I queued up here. Yeah, we still got plenty of wolframite, too. Keep making more of this. Like, I guess we can also start tracking tungsten. We've got 2.4 tons. Carbon dioxide's still thick. I'm just wondering why we keep getting, why we keep having this layer of carbon dioxide right here, and it's not really falling any further down. It's kind of strange. As long as it's going to be an issue, maybe it's going to be worth it to move this supercomputer up to right here. I mean, this is a really thick carbon dioxide level right here. Yeah, what's really going to help, though, of course, is going to be auto sweepers at some point. How close are we to that? Not yet. It's Freya. And not at all close. Yeah, I need a lot more XP here. Number 1 and number 2. Yeah, like just a lot of XP. I don't know when we're going to be able to do that, given given where we're at in terms of in terms of the skill points there, the cycle. Like maybe what I could do, missing research station. Yeah, we're working on that. Maybe what I could do, respec Amari here. I actually like this idea. Because he has just enough to actually get into mechatronics engineering. $180 watts. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. Why are you concerned about woods for power or CO2 production? Power. It's power. Burning as it is and not making ethanol is worse for power. Yeah. It's ultimately for power there. And maybe I should be trying to convert this into ethanol production and petroleum generator as well. This whole setup here was really just a case of, like, I was previously on the hamster wheel for power. And, it's thinking, like, okay, I'm going to need a lot more power for the metal refinery. I'm going to want to put power in for other stuff as well. Let's go wood burners here. Let's set that up as kind of a stopgap here. Yeah, like, I really only got these running at the beginning of the stream here, and, yeah, we're just getting the power we can out of this. I don't know. So, I probably should make ethanol. So, like, let me see here and kind of, like, try and figure this out here. The ethanol distiller takes 1 kilogram per second, 240 watts. Makes 500 grams of ethanol. We'd be wanting 2 of these for a full... No. Petroleum generators consume 200 grams per second. Look at this in a second. I guess it's a snazzy suit by default. Right, okay, so we would need four distillers for a single petroleum generator. And that would get me... Second here. There's a bug flying around. Let's see something. I see that bug again, I'm going to try and swat it. Okay, so petroleum generator makes 2 kilowatts. About half of that's going to the ethanol distiller, though. And we are getting polluted water, polluted dirt, carbon dioxide out of all of this as well. Ugh. It's going to be a lot I'm going to need to think about there. Okay, wait a minute. Going back here to the ethanol distiller, that was 1 kilogram per second, whereas the wood burner takes 1.2 kilograms per second. I think I'm seeing this here. Yeah, because, or is this? It was 1 kilogram per second of wood. So we'd be spending 4 kilograms per second to ultimately make 1,000 power. I mean, is it that much less efficient to use wood burners here? I'm just looking at the math here, trying to figure this out, and it looks like, 3 wood burners gets you close to 1,000 kilowatts, and that's about 3,600, or 3.6 kilograms per second. I think the numbers are kind of close there. I don't know. Anyway, I still want more wood, though. That's the thing. That's the thing. More floxes, more floxes. And, we can also get all this ethanol down here as well. Oh, there is a quarter fluxomatic. And is this the, I think we got the somnium synthesizer down here as well. Also, okay. Okay, so this is a forest biome. Presumably there's pips down here, and I might be able to tap into that to get some wild planting going on as well. Okay. And this biome is pretty warm as well. Nice warm biome to melt all the snow tiles. Yeah, indeed. I don't want to tap into this just yet. The thing, though, about all this here is, I suspect if I were to tap into this, I'll have to see how big this biome is. But, there's a lot more cold out here than there is this right here. And welcome in again, Pidgey. Good seeing you again. I was a little confused for a second, or I wouldn't say confused, but I thought you were redneck for a second because, at least on my view, the colors of your name are exactly the same. So it's like, it also felt like, that also looks like a very redneck thing as well to say. So, yeah, I almost ignored you, but welcome back in there. Looking at that biome being like 30 degrees, that's hot. Yeah, I know exactly. I fully agree there. I think the Mercury ceiling light is the next one we're going to be going with. Yeah, Mercury ceiling light. And then I think renewable energy, glass forging, and then we'll kind of figure out from there. But yeah, these are the more typical colors that I'm used to here. Here, haven't left. Yep, okay, good, good. Good to hear, Corpse. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. You know, like, I know, I know people will lurk and not necessarily say a whole lot here. It's fine. That's fine, that's fine. Don't worry, don't worry. But yeah, like, whenever, you know, whenever I'm watching other streams, there are times where I feel bad, where it's like, I'm not necessarily saying a whole lot, not really making my presence known, and, you know, like, want to make it clear that I'm still watching, but it's just like, I sometimes just don't feel like I have a whole lot to say, or I had a lot to say, you know, just chat with, so, you know, I know how it goes there. You're lurking, I'm cool with that, don't worry, don't worry. Not gonna call you out, not being like, you need to talk more or anything like that. It's fine, it's fine. You are absolutely welcome to lurk. Oh yeah, the, receptacle here... Okay, that takes ore rather than refined metal. That's nice. Oh, and we get, yeah, we can actually say... Who was it? Amari. Amari, we are resetting you. Liquid chlorine there. Okay, okay. Well, that's one way to get rid of the gaseous chlorine here. Let it freeze. Alright, though, so, how we're gonna get, some various areas here, let's see. I think we're just gonna set up, some of these ladders here, so we can basically say, you can get across that way. And then same thing over this way. And then this way. Get to these plants. You know what? I'm not gonna do these here. This one's sitting on top of snow, and I think I'm just not gonna, you know, we'll just dig it out there. I don't think it's worth keeping around a wild pike apple bush there. Got so many water sources on that. That's great. Plenty of water sources is very, very useful. Right, and that's also right near the starting point. I guess the one concern, though, about all this is, are they hot water sources? Because if that's the thing, could be dangerous to tap into. I think you were mentioning yesterday one of them was hot saltwater geyser or something. Cool slush, cool salt, hot salt. Okay, okay, 2 out of 3. That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. And, like, specific, like, I know I've mentioned, like, typically what I like to do, even outside of these cold maps here, is for metal refining, I like to go into, get close to one of these cool geysers, use the output liquid there for my metal refining, and just skip the rock crusher for the initial refinement, because I like being efficient. I don't like turning my metal ores into sand. Alright, just wanted to look and see if there was that bug again. And then hot salt if you have the gold available, free power, that too, that too. That too is an option if it's around. Or we can dig that out. Dig some of that, we can dig you. And here, I think we're just comfortable Digging that. And yeah, we're just going to kind of keep going down here and opening up the area and hopefully letting this mammoth be able to eat some of these plume squashes down here. Oh god, that one right there has kind of got the same problem there where it's trapped in the stupidest way possible. Oh well. Benefit here, we get a little extra phosphor right here. Mammoths, they take forever to grow back their wool. Wait, let's see here. Scale growth, wild, it doesn't grow back here. While wild, I need to tame some of these. I don't know. I'll have to see how they work. Once I tame them. It's also going to be kind of concerning here because, yeah, they 200 age here, 10% per cycle when they eat. Oh god. Yeah, and the things they eat, the plume squashes, they take ethanol. There's something else that they eat. Plume squashes, nosh sprouts. Nosh sprouts also take ethanol, though, right? Yeah, and dirt. Plume squashes, 15... Yeah, I don't... Okay, so plume squashes are really the way to go. Because they're cheaper as far as ethanol is concerned. I am also digging out a whole lot of sucrose down here, though. Not like currently a little under 1 ton. And how much do the spigot seals eat? About 30 kilograms per cycle. Okay. Oh, skills. Yeah, because Amari. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Alright, Amari. We also want to give you some additional things to be doing here. So, auto sweeper. There. Yeah, the conveyor loader. Right there, I think? Yeah. And then what I can also do is a conveyor receptacle right here, where we can store phosphorites in there, and then have this automatically fertilize this and get a little bit of automation going there. But then we're going to be doing something similar up here. We're gonna need to do that. Okay. Don't have much ethanol around. Yeah, I haven't really been looking a whole lot. That's part of the thing. Like, I haven't. It's really, you know, my starting biome here that I've really explored, and just kind of looking around at other random ones here. Really, the only one where we have a lot of ethanol is down here. It's not an insignificant amount, but you know, definitely want more than this. That's it. That's other stuff we can dig out as well. Cool. Ah, yes, and then salt the synthesizer. Okay. And look at that, clean water down there. All we need now is a pip somewhere around and, oh, mealwood. Body temperature actually is too high for mealwood now. Amazing. Whirlpools by the spawn. Cool, cool. I forget. Did you say you were playing the Frosty Planet this time around? Okay, okay. Same map as you. Okay, okay. Okay, so you were talking pools, you're talking about ethanol pools. Okay. Yeah, I guess I kind of rolled bad here, we'll say. So, let's see here. We'll also lay out conveyor rails, I think. Oops, that's not the one I want. So the idea here is that the conveyor rails will drop meat and eggs over here. And then for the conveyor receptacles here, I think what I'll do is a conveyor loader here. And we'll just manually put phosphorite in here, have all that delivered over here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good plan. Okay, so a lot of these conveyor rails and conveyor stuff here is probably not going to be built anytime soon here because, my, duplicate who's... Where are you? Amari. Yeah, no more cooking for you. We'll, put you on building as well. Skills -1. Okay, so maybe you weren't, that great, at doing these things here, but, whatever. Also, I think I need to give you a hat. Right. Who carrying to? Where, in fact, are you? You are right there. So I wanted to check here. Building and pair, that's what was up here. Yeah. Okay, well, you're really the only one who can do anything, so yeah, you'll have to do your building with the -1 construction skill. Alright, Redneck, thank you for redeeming that. Who do we want to be naming? I'll move my camera here. We got Amari, Catalina, Freya, Harold, Lyra, Hay, and Quinn that you have as options for picking a name. I'm actually going to pull out this here and instead go to, not that, priorities list here. Freya becomes Frosty Lady. We will do that. We can find you again. You were... constructing. Yeah, here we go. Alright. Frosty Lady it is now. Had other ideas going to keep family running. Alright. But she is now the Frosty Lady. Thank you for redeeming that. Mark, that is actually complete here, not refund you that, and have it actually do the right thing this time. You know, again, congratulations on getting your 1-point refund. Oh boy. Alright, so we've dug out some of these tiles up here, and yeah, it's not going to be a wrench technically here. I shall hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate quartz. And yeah, I could use it here. The kind of thing that's, how did, whoops. Yeah, the kind of thing, you know, we was talking a whole lot while streaming here, you tend to forget being like, I need to take water here, which, you know, normally I'm really good about drinking water, just sitting here doing nothing, but, yeah. Imagine if, Chaos Tricks Cloud Controller similar to Twitch Examine, what would be a hilariously awful effect I'd like to see? Very good question. Let's think about that for a second. And, you doubt that it's water? I can assure you this is water. Like, this is, if this were alcohol, it'd be, it would be a whole lot here. I would show you, like, the inside of this, but it wouldn't show up well on camera there. Better than Dr. Pepper. I mean, Dr. Pepper's great, but, for me, at this time of night, I shouldn't be drinking it. Yeah, so, like, yeah, hilariously awful effect, I'm guessing, yeah, so Redneck has seen a integration mod there. I'm thinking, like, what would be interesting here? Part of where my mind's going is, like, volcanoes here, making them randomly erupt. Another part of it might be, like, I don't know, just, an explosion of zombie spores somewhere. Dupe randomly has an accident. Pees their pants. Yeah, I don't know. These are the kind of things that where my mind goes. But every X amount of time sent to the streamer. But I mean, there's still probably ideas in there to be like, this is the kind of stuff that is the random mishaps there. Is a soft one if I tried Chaos. Okay. Good to know, because I think the zombie spores was the one where I was thinking, like, this is probably on the more extreme side of what I'm imagining here, but it sounds like maybe not so much here. Let's see if we can see if you know, like, I can see the Steam Workshop on the browser here. You know, maybe we'll do that. We'll say Twitch integration. There we go. I see a few here. So first one here, I'm seeing a post on the community forums here. Allows Twitch chatters to affect streams colony in real time, doing all sorts of things like spawning duplicates, creating new material in inconvenient places, or causing everything to be overrun with critters. Apparently the rocketry expanded, workshop. Take a look at that. I'm kind of curious here. But yeah, volcanoes, like, volcanoes just feel like, you know, that's also kind of like this, this obvious event of being like, there's, you know, like here's something you can, like, here's a discrete, event here that, you know, could be helpful, could be harmful or something. Some others compatible and put in new events. Yeah, so I think, like, also another thing of where my mind's going here is it feels like Oxygen Not Included doesn't really have, like, in its base game, yeah, unmodded here, it doesn't really feel like it has these sorts of events that would, you know, randomly generate events that would, I guess, kind of play well with these mods right here, and you kind of come up with your own. You know, like, my way of comparison, I'm thinking something like RimWorld, where you have, like, random raids coming in, random diseases, random lights or whatever. Yeah, we just don't have that in this game here. But you know, like maybe there are, maybe the mod makers have have a little creativity here. Been thinking about things they can be doing with that. I don't know. 7 of 8. Wrangle you. Ramp in here again because we've got a flux egg that we will now move here. Make that 2. And another one down here. Wrangle. What was that achievement we earned here? It's not raw. Have a duplicate a cooked meal prepared by an electric grill or gas range. Because we now have barbecue. Nice. Nice. Like one of the decor mods adds an event to upgrade floor of a room to tainted glass tiles. Tainted glass. I'm not sure what to make of that, what that is. Is it like... I'm imagining something like stained glass, but that might be the wrong thing. Glass tiles, but with colors. Oh, okay, that may be stained glass then. Stained, okay. It's like, I have no idea what tainted glass could mean, but yeah, stained glass makes more sense. Alright, once this cycle ends here, this is actually about the time that I call it a night here, so yeah, once we hit the cycle rollover, we're gonna call it good here. Yeah, I need to figure out... yeah, so much carbon dioxide down here. Almost feels like it's thickening up, but I guess a lot of it has started falling down here. Yeah, we also started making metals here. It's good. And we started tapping into this biome down here, but downside, wood's starting to run a little dry. We need to be watching that there. Yeah, so yeah, thank you for joining me. I, as always, want to see if there's anyone I know who's currently playing Oni right now. There does not appear to be. Yep, so, yeah, I was just gonna call it the end stream here. Won't raid anybody. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, continuing my playthrough here, trying to, make wood sustainable, maybe figure out power a little more, dig down here, maybe get some ethanol here, maybe also start taming the Bamas here. Yeah, refining metal, handling carbon dioxide here. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Have a good rest of the night. Yeah, cheers.